Okay, well, let's continue with this ark, the big boat that God told Noah to build. Okay, so God says in verse 17, "And behold, I myself am bringing floodwaters on the earth to destroy from under heaven all flesh in which is the breath of life. Everything that is on the earth shall die." So God is going to kill every man and every animal on the earth. But how's he going to do it? He's going to bring a flood, a massive flood, which is water that's going to cover everything. And all of the animals who cannot swim, not the fish, but the animals are going to die. "But I will establish," he said, "my covenant with you." He's going to make a promise to Noah and his family. "And you shall go into the ark. Okay, you, your sons, your wife, and your sons' wives with you." Okay, let's see. How many is that? Noah and his wife, that's 2. 3 boys and their wives, that is 6. So 2 and 6 is 8. 8 people are going to go into the boat. Everyone else is going to die. And he said, "But I will," "and of every living thing of all flesh you shall bring 2 of every kind into the ark to keep them alive with you. They shall be male and female." And so he said, okay, you're going to take into the ark not only your family, but you're going to take 2 of every animal that lives. You're going to take a daddy and a mommy of every single animal into the ark, 2 of them. Obviously, so that later they can have babies and have a bunch of animals again. So, "Of the birds after their kind, of animals after their kind, and of every creeping thing of the earth after its kind, 2 of every kind shall come to you to keep them alive." So, every bird and every animal, and creeping things would be like lizards and I guess alligators and anything that sort of creeps along the ground. So there's supposed to be 2 of everything. Okay. And then, "And you shall take for yourself of all food that is eaten. And you shall gather it to yourself, and it shall be food for you and for them." So he said you need to take a lot of food on the ark. The ark is a pretty big place, but he's got to put all the animals on there. How many? Well, some people think maybe up to 8,000 animals. I don't know. I don't really know. But it's big enough for all the animals to come, because otherwise God wouldn't have given them all these good instructions. And they also had to have enough food for the animals. Now, the animals aren't moving a lot in the ark, so they probably don't need a lot of food, not as much as usual. But remember, the animals don't eat. Noah doesn't eat meat. They only like breads and vegetables and things like that. So that's the kind of thing they need to put in. And the animals as well, they eat grass and all of that. And so they're going to have a lot of those rooms are going to have food, like a huge store, like a huge warehouse, to keep all of the food and then to give it out, because they're going to be in there. He didn't tell them how long, but they're going to be in there quite a while inside that boat. Okay, and verse 22, this is the end of the chapter, says, "And thus Noah did, according to all that God commanded him, so he did." So Noah, who walks with God, remember, he obeys God, he loves God, he believes in God. Well, he is, when God gives him these very strange instructions, nobody has ever seen a boat like that before. He is making the first large boat there ever was. As far as we know, that's the only one, and definitely nobody had made one that big. And so he obeyed God. Now, God gave him instructions exactly how to make it, and he followed those instructions and made that huge boat along with his sons. Well, he wasn't just making a boat. He was doing other things as well, but that was his main project. Okay, so, well, we'll continue the story later on and see what in the world is going on. What does God have in mind with this? Okay? Love you. Goodbye.